During our last class, we talked about material or substantial derivative. That was something we talked about. And we said that capital D by dt, we said that this is our material derivative or substantial derivative. Now this derivative, it is an operator. It can be applied, it's a mathematical operator. It can be applied to any quantity and it has certain physical meanings also. So now we are going to talk about its physical significance. And let me change the date of today's lecture. Okay. So that's what we have. Capital D by dt, this material derivative consists of two components. My first component is del by del t. Now del by del t is the temporal or local derivative which expresses rate of change with time at a fixed position. Okay. Del by del t tells me that what is the rate of change of any quantity when it is located, situated at a fixed location. It is not moving, but there is a change because of time. So location, let's say in a 3 dimension would be x, y, z, Cartesian coordinate. Let's say if it is a cylindrical coordinate, r theta z. If it's a spherical coordinate, then r theta phi. So I'm saying that my location is constant, but time is changing. So time t1, t2, t3, t4. Now what is happening with respect to time? Okay. If I am trying to find something like that, then that would be known as the temporal or local derivative. An example can be that you have your thermometer at a fixed, fixed position, and you are trying to find the temperature throughout the day. So you are not changing the location, but the time is changing. So that is known as temporal or local derivative. Now, the second component is V dot del, and this is known as the convective derivative. V dot del is known as convective derivative, which represents the time rate of change due to change in position in the field. Okay. Now you are talking about if you are changing the position. Now how things are changing? That is known as convective derivative. So let's take the same example. Think of it in this way, that now my thermometer is moving. To start with, I have my thermometer at my datum, or let's say sea level, and then I am moving this thermometer up, or I am moving this thermometer in any direction, and I am trying to find out that how my temperature is changing. So that would be known as convective derivative. So if you want to find out overall change, it would be because of these two. Now to move forward, based on this, there are certain classification of flows. Let's talk about it now. If my temporal or local derivative is 0, meaning by there is no change with respect to time, then I would call such a flow as steady flow. If my convective derivative is 0, meaning by that there is no change because of change in position, V dot del is 0, then I would call it a uniform flow. So steady flow is something where there is no change with respect to time at a fixed location. And uniform flow is something where there is no change with respect to space at a fixed time. Okay, so this is called uniform flow. And let us say if I want to have a steady and uniform flow, it means that overall change capital D by capital dt should be 0. Okay. So let's again talk about steady and unsteady flow a bit more in detail. In steady flow, the hydrodynamic parameters. Now, this would be another short homework. What I would like you to do is make a copy. एक आप अपनी इसकी एक अलग कॉपी बनाइए इस फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स के कोर्स की, और ये जितने नोट्स होते हैं या जो हम आपको असाइनमेंट देंगे वो सब उस कॉपी पे कीजिए। कभी तो हम कुछ असाइनमेंट्स को आपसे सबमिट करवा लेंगे, ठीक है? हम आपसे कहेंगे उस दिन की डेट डाला कीजिए, और असाइनमेंट जैसे आपने असाइनमेंट नंबर 1 जमा किया था, आपको उसकी पिक लेनी होती है और अपलोड करनी होती है। तो थ्रू आउट दिस सेमेस्टर अगर इवन हमारी क्लासेस भी स्टार्ट हो जाती हैं, यानी आप यहाँ पे आना शुरू कर देते हैं, तब भी एटलीस्ट फॉर दिस सेमेस्टर द वे टू सबमिट असाइनमेंट वुड बी थ्रू गूगल क्लासरूम ओनली। तो ये जो हम बीच बीच में होमवर्क देते रहते हैं या आपसे कुछ पढ़ने को कहते हैं जिसमें कुछ लिखना होता है, तो वो उस कॉपी के अंदर कीजिए, अपने नोट्स भी उस कॉपी के अंदर कीजिए, एंड दैट वुड हेल्प मी अ लॉट आफ्टरवर्ड्स। कभी भी हो सकता है कि मैं बीच में आपसे ये मंगाना शुरू कर दूं, एंड दिस वुड काउंट इन योर असाइनमेंट मार्क्स। ये जो आप अपनी कॉपी मेंटेन करेंगे ये आपके असाइनमेंट मार्क्स में बनता है, एंड इट इज ऑलवेज अ गुड हैबिट। आई मीन जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट, नो वन न्यू कि आपने क्लास में बहुत थोड़ा सा असाइनमेंट का काम किया था, एंड नाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी इवैल्यूएटेड आउट ऑफ 70 मार्क्स। So it is always a good habit that keep your notes, keep a separate copy, or if you have or a separate part of your copy for this course. So do it there, this homework. That what do we mean by hydrodynamic parameters? ये जो हम बात कर रहे हैं हाइड्रोडायनामिक पैरामीटर, इससे मेरा क्या मतलब है? लिस्ट देम, कौन कौन से हैं उन्हें लिखिए, ठीक है? So perfect. In a steady flow, the hydrodynamic parameters may vary with location, but the spatial distribution of these parameters remains invariant with time. Okay? Steady flow के अंदर में क्या होता है कि let's say एक आपने इतनी जगह के बारे में बात कर लिया, let's say you're talking about this. Things may change, but at different location. But with respect to time on a fixed location there is no change. इसको कहते हैं steady condition, ठीक है? इसको कहते हैं steady condition. For steady flow, the description of flow under both the Eulerian and Lagrangian approaches becomes identical. This is another good point to see कि अगर आपके पास में स्टेडी फ्लो है तो चाहे आइलेरियन डिस्क्रिप्शन से उसको पढ़िए चाहे लैग्रांजियन डिस्क्रिप्शन से पढ़िए, सेम आंसर आएगा, एंड दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच वी वुड you would be able to appreciate more once we would do an example. Now, second part, uniform and non-uniform flow. For a uniform flow, the hydrodynamic parameters do not change from point to point at any instant of time. यहां पे क्या करना है, यूनिफॉर्म फ्लो के अंदर में आपने एक जगह ले ली और एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंस्टेंट पे उसके अलग अलग पॉइंट्स पे आपने देखा, और ये देखा कि जो आपके हाइड्रोडायनामिक पैरामीटर्स हैं वो उस पर्टिकुलर टाइम इंस्टेंट के अंदर में अलग अलग जगहों पे लोकेशंस पे चेंज नहीं हो रहे हैं, सो दैट इज नोन एज यूनिफॉर्म फ्लो. नाउ लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल. First example, steady, uniform. This would be, now for this example what we are trying to do, हमने एक पंप लिया है, think of it as a centrifugal pump. कोई भी पंप जो आपके जहन में आ सकता हो उसको कंसीडर कीजिए, और हम एक पाइप ले रहे हैं, ठीक है? ये पाइप दो तरीके के होंगे. एक पाइप होगा जिसका कांस्टेंट क्रॉस सेक्शन एरिया होगा, लेट्स से 1 इंच के डायमीटर का हमारा पाइप है, सो आवर पाइप इज ऑफ 1 इंच थ्रू आउट, एंड अ सेकंड पाइप वुड बी tapered pipe. Okay, so my first pipe is like this, this is of constant area, and second would be like this, and I am attaching it, let's say through a pump. So steady uniform flow would be flow at constant rate through a duct of uniform cross section. If I have taken this case that I have a pipe of constant area and my pump is running at a fixed let's say RPM, then this would be fixed flow rate. This would be a case of steady uniform flow. Now steady but non-uniform flow at constant rate through a duct of non-uniform cross section, which would be this case, that my RPM of the pump is same, it is not changing, my flow rate is constant, but this area is tapered. So what would happen? The velocity here and the velocity here would be different. At the larger area my velocity would be less, at the smaller area my velocity would be more. So this would be steady, no change with respect to time, but change with respect to location. Now next let's go to unsteady but uniform flow. Flow at varying rates through a pipe of uniform cross section. Again, think about this. Although you have a constant area, but now you are changing RPM of your pump. Let's say you started with 100 revolutions per minute, and then you move to 500 revolution per minute, and slowly you are changing the velocity. Slowly you are changing the RPM of your pump. So what would happen when you started? This whole pipe had, let's say, same velocity at 100 RPM, and then what you did is simply you changed from 100 to, let's say, 200 RPM, and now for the whole pipe the velocity is something different, but that's for the whole area, for the whole pipe. So this is unsteady but uniform flow. So the fourth case would be that you are taking unsteady and non-uniform. So that would be the case here, that you are changing the RPM also and the flow is coming out through a tapered pipe. So this would be unsteady non-uniform flow. I hope that now you understand the difference between steady unsteady and uniform non-uniform flow. If you have any queries, then let me know. Regarding substantial derivative, regarding material derivative, and what it signifies physically, and regarding steady, unsteady, uniform, non-uniform. If there are any queries, then I would like to take those queries now. Otherwise, we would move forward. Okay. If all's well, then let's move ahead. I would like to move to a problem, and all these concepts which I have explained up till now, let's do some mathematical example, some mathematical exercise and see. हमारे पास क्या है, एक नोजल हमने ले रखी है. I have taken this nozzle over here. Okay. Consider a two-dimensional, steady, incompressible flow. By the way, I would deal with this more in future classes, the difference between compressible and incompressible flow. But just to give you an idea, that very simple idea could be mathematical. If del dot V is 0, it is incompressible. Okay, and if it is not equal to 0, compressible. ठीक है, ये मतलब होता है del dot V का फिजिकल मीनिंग क्या होता है? अगर किसी चीज को वॉल्यूम उसका चेंज किया जा सकता है, वॉल्यूम चेंज किया जा सकता है, तो हम ये कहेंगे कि कंप्रेसिबल है। अगर वॉल्यूम नहीं चेंज किया जा सकता तो हम ये कहेंगे कि इनकंप्रेसिबल है। अनदर वे टू डिस्क्राइब इट, if there are changes in the density of your fluid due to changes in either pressure or temperature, then you would call it a compressible flow. And if there are no changes in the density of fluid due to either the changes of pressure or the changes in temperature or a combination of both, if there are no changes, then you would call it incompressible flow. Generally, for all engineering applications, we consider most of our fluid flows as incompressible flow. पाइप फ्लो आपका हो रहा है, चैनल के अंदर में फ्लो हो रहा है, जनरली यू कंसीडर इट एज इनकंप्रेसिबल फ्लो। लेकिन अगर आप ऐसा कह रहे हैं जैसे कि इंजन के अंदर में कंबस्शन हो रहा है, that is something which you would consider as a compressible flow. So consider a two-dimensional steady incompressible flow through the plane converging channel. This is the converging channel we are talking about. The velocity along x-axis is given by, now velocity along x-axis is given by v1, a magnitude, multiplied by 1 plus x by L, and this dimension is given here. In the start, at the origin point, my x is equal to x1, which is 0. At the end of the channel, my x equals to x2, which is L. And since my velocity is along x direction only, then you would see that this vector has only I component. Okay. Now the question is, find the acceleration for the particle moving along the center line. If we use the method of description of particle mechanics, now look at this. If we use the method of description of particle mechanics, meaning by we want to deal with Lagrangian description of motion, the position of particle located at x equal to 0, at t equal to 0 will be a function of time. Obtain the expression of ft, and then by taking d2 by dt square, obtain the x component of particle acceleration. Okay, now this is my total problem statement. If you have any queries regarding it, then let me know. क्या क्वेश्चन आप लोगों की समझ में आता है? क्या कहा जा रहा है? एक चैनल इन्होंने दिया, टू डायमेंशनल की बात हो रही है, चैनल यहाँ पे दिखा रखा है, और ये कहा कि उसमें फ्लो स्टेडी है। यानी कि स्टेडी का मतलब ये होता है कि अलग अलग पॉइंट्स के ऊपर में तो किसी पर्टिकुलर इंस्टेंट पे टाइम के साथ चेंज होगा, लेकिन अगर टाइम इंस्टेंट आपने जो है, अगर पोजीशन आपने फिक्स की, तो उस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे, जैसे कि ये स्टार्टिंग की पोजीशन है, यहाँ पे टाइम के साथ में कोई चेंज नहीं है, ये वाली लोकेशन है, यहाँ पे टाइम के साथ में कोई चेंज नहीं है, जितना भी चेंज है वो सिर्फ लोकेशन के साथ में है। यानी कि नॉन यूनिफॉर्म तो है लेकिन स्टेडी भी है, इनकंप्रेसिबल है। वेलोसिटी का एक्स कंपोनेंट हमको गिवन है, हमसे पूछ रहे हैं कि आप एक्सेलरेशन निकालिए उस पार्टिकल का जो कि अलोंग द सेंटर लाइन चल रहा है। फिर इन्होंने कहा कि अगर हम पार्टिकल मैकेनिक्स वाला मेथड यूज करते हैं, यानी कि लैग्रैंजियन डिस्क्रिप्शन यूज करते हैं, तो ये पार्टिकल की जो लोकेशन है जाहिर है अलग अलग टाइम पे अलग अलग होगी। यानी कि माई एक्सपी लोकेशन ऑफ पार्टिकल इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम। तो ये कह रहे हैं कि ये फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम क्या है, ये निकाल के बताइए हमें। फिर उसका दो टाइम डेरिवेटिव अगर आप ले लेते हैं तो आपको एक्स कंपोनेंट ऑफ एक्सेलरेशन मिल जाएगा, ये हमको बताइए। दैट्स माय होल प्रॉब्लम। आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दिस प्रॉब्लम। इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी देन यू कैन स्टॉप मी हियर एंड आस्क। ठीक है। नाउ इस प्रॉब्लम में मैं चाहूंगा दो चीजों पे ध्यान दीजिए। एक तो सॉल्यूशन है इन इटसेल्फ, दूसरा सॉल्यूशन किया कैसे जा रहा है उस पर भी ध्यान दीजिए। Okay, that also helps you a lot. So I have started with what is given to me. What is given to me is steady 2D incompressible flow with my x component of velocity. And what do I need to find? Particle acceleration along x, and position of xp as a function of time, and then x component of particle acceleration. This is what I need to find, and let's move ahead. So let's go to the solution of first part. Okay, we know already the acceleration of a particle moving in velocity field is given by overall acceleration is this, and we know about it. It's u del v by del x plus v del v by del y plus w del v by del z plus del v by del t. This is something which I already know. Now the x component of acceleration, by the way, ये क्लास के अंदर में मैं शॉर्ट फॉर्म यूज करता हूं, आप एग्जाम में मत यूज कीजिएगा, ठीक है। कंपोनेंट को COP डॉट लिख दिया, एक्सेलरेशन को ACCN डॉट लिख दिया, ये क्लास के पर्पस के लिए तो ठीक है, ठीक है, लेकिन अगर आप अपना असाइनमेंट सबमिट कर रहे हैं या एग्जाम में है तो वहां पे ये शॉर्ट फॉर्म्स मत यूज कीजिएगा, क्योंकि ये मेरे शॉर्ट हैंड्स हैं और एग्जाम जरूरी नहीं है आपकी सारे क्वेश्चंस मैं ही चेक करूं, तो इसलिए प्लीज अवॉइड दैट इन एग्जाम. So the x component of acceleration of particle would be, I need to take x component only, so that would be du by dt, and this is going to be equal to u del u by del x plus v del u by del y plus w del u by del z plus del u by del t. ठीक है सर? Now we already know that this particle is moving along x-axis only. This particle is moving along x-axis, meaning by there is no y component of velocity, no z component of velocity, and the x component of velocity is already given to us. Okay, and you already know that this is a steady case, so this goes to 0, this goes to 0, and this goes to 0. Therefore from here what I get is du by dt would be equal to u del u by del x, and this would be equal to, if you would find out, v1 square by L 1 plus x by L, and this is my, because I did field description, so this is Eulerian description. And simply by substitution of position of particle in above equation, we can obtain its acceleration. This is something as simple as that. But Now if I want to follow a single particle and then see what is going to happen to it, now that would be the Lagrangian description. When I was doing material derivative, I was looking at field description, that was Eulerian description. Now what I would do is I would follow single particle. Okay, for dramatic purposes, let me do that. By the way, whose class is it after this? इसके बाद किसका class है? Okay. And मैथ्स की क्लास जनरली ऑन टाइम 10:30 पे स्टार्ट हो जाती है. Okay. Perfect. So now we want to follow a single particle which is located at x equal to 0, at x equal to 0, at t equals to 0. Now the x coordinate that locates this particle will be a function of time. ठीक है, ये प्रॉब्लम में ही दे रखा था कि एक फंक्शन ऑफ टाइम होगा. If that's the case, then the velocity of this particle is nothing but df by dt, again a function of time. Okay, meaning by at t equal to 0 where x is 0, my up is equals to v1. ये कैसे आया मेरे पास? It's already given to me that v equals to v1 1 plus x by l I. This was given to me. I simply put the value of x equal to 0 here and I got at x equal to 0, t equal to 0, my up is equal to v1. At some time t, I don't know what time it is, but at some time t, this particle would reach to this location L, and there my up would be equal to 2 times v1. What did I do? Instead of x, I kept L, so this would be 1 plus 1, 2 times v1. So the limits are already known to me. Now to find xp, I can say that my velocity is nothing but dxp by dt, which is actually a function of time. I don't know what kind of function of time it is. I don't know about it. Okay, but dxp by dt, this velocity is given to me as this. This is something which is given to me. Okay, and I know that this x is a function of time, meaning by I can write it like this. Okay, so I think your next class is going to start now from 10:30. Is that the case? Then we would stop our lecture for today, and on next class on Monday we would again start from here. Perfect. You can just let me know your serial numbers for today's your faculty number for today's attendance, and we would stop this lecture here itself. रेस्ट वी वुड डू आफ्टरवर्ड्स। मंडे में यहीं से कैरी ऑन करेंगे, और ये जो छोटा एक हमने होमवर्क दिया था हाइड्रोडायनामिक पैरामीटर्स क्या होते हैं उनके बारे में पढ़ने के लिए, इसको ज़रा सा कर लीजिएगा।